This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
You're a former business associate. I've talked to some guys, and we've arranged something, he said, his voice flat, the way mafia men talk in movies. He's going to be run off the road in a car wreck. A traffic light turned red. Rose remembers laughing. You don't mean murder, right? Her therapist stared straight ahead. Everybody's going to be better off when he's gone. Rose did not realize it then, but her therapist was perhaps in a meth-induced psychosis, which was strange, because he was the founder and CEO of a $30 million a year healthcare company, one of the fastest-growing drug rehab chains in America. He was also a noted addiction specialist, author of New Age self-help books, and a psychotherapist who specialized in helping women overcome sexual trauma. He was a devoted husband and father of 4. Of course he wasn't plotting murder. Rose had been his employee for about a year. Maybe working for her therapist wasn't the best idea, but it had felt right when it happened. Rose had met him 2 years earlier when her world was falling apart. Her marriage had cratered. She was a single mom and newly sober. A friend had recommended this therapist for depression. He didn't just turn her life around. He was the first therapist who ever made her feel happy. How many therapists can you say that about? Then he'd offered her a job. To Rose, he was a father figure and a personal hero. His treatment chain not only saved lives, it was socially conscious. He opened facilities in a historically underserved African-American neighborhood, started businesses to employ recovered addicts, and launched a micro-loan bank to help single, sober mothers. After Rose was hired, she sent him an email that stated, "If my salary pays for anything, it is my loyalty to you. You may not need that, but it is 100% there. It is no way blind. It is earned." Rose's title at the company was executive assistant, which translated into being a glorified His Girl Friday to her boss, as well as to his inner circle of upper managers. Rose's bubbly persona, a friend describes her as coming off as a sweet marshmallow, did not help her advancement at work. In company meetings, when she ventured a serious opinion, one of the female managers would stroke Rose's hair, then say in a goofy voice, "Aw, Rose, you're so pretty." And everyone would crack up. Rose would laugh along. She became, in her words, the ditzy mascot of the office. That persona masked a harsh, judgmental side, one directed mostly at herself. Rose was embarrassed that she'd never finished college, and often felt undeserving of her paycheck. She expressed this in an email to her boss. "Often at work I, still feel inadequate, and I come up against what you have probably long forgotten from sessions in the past, that I do have talents, but none of them are refined enough that a business would happily pay for them. I am uneducated on paper. I am forgetful. It is quite a task to stay focused and organized. I am self-centered and insecure." After that conversation about murder, Rose's self-doubts would be tested as never before. She began wondering if there had been warning signs she'd overlooked, like the time weeks earlier when she'd absent-mindedly opened an Altoids container in her boss's car with an unusual crystal lump inside. "What's this?" she'd asked. "That's my secret stash of meth." He chuckled, snapping the lid shut. It was a ridiculous idea. Her boss, the addiction expert, with meth. Rose assumed he was joking. Later, Rose questioned the incident. She searched his car and discovered it was littered with meth and drug paraphernalia, all of it in plain sight. She'd once believed he'd hired her because of his faith in her. What if it was because he thought she was a total idiot? Maybe it was her perceived weakness. Or, as she put it, because he believed that my loyalty could be converted into total submission. He should have known better. She told him about her big phobia in their first therapy session. Rose is afraid of lies, the way some people are afraid of dogs.